Hello there and welcome to another training video. During this video, we are going to talk about surveys and quizzes and how you can set up your own on your website and how to configure them and all of that fun stuff. So to get started, I'm actually going to navigate over here to our PAR-Q page just to give you an example of something that you could create. This is our physical activity readiness questionnaire. So this here is an example of something that we can configure with our survey and our quizzes widget. So to get started, let's go ahead and head back to our home page. And the first thing is you need to know where you want to place your survey or your quiz. So I'm just going to place mine here, for example. Now, once I have my position picked out, I'm going to go over here to my add widget icon, and I'm going to click that. And then just underneath lead generation, we can see quiz/survey, and I'm going to click that, and I'm going to drag it and drop it right there where I want it. And that's going to give us our little quiz here, and we can scroll down and see a little bit of what that looks like. Now, one thing that we can do is we can tag someone when they complete this survey or this quiz. So all we have to do is click on the quiz itself. Then we're going to click the little gear icon that says edit settings. And then when we do that, we get these form settings that appear. And at the very bottom, we can tag contacts on new message. And then we can enter the tag that we want to tag them with. So I can just say completed survey, for example, and now they will be tagged with that anytime they complete this survey. But now let's go ahead and talk about how we can customize this to, fit our needs. So we're going to click on it again and show our little options up here. And this time we are going to click on edit fields. And when we do that, we now have our form fields. And by default, we have step 1 and step 2. Now to customize these steps, all we have to do is click on edit fields right next to step 1, for example. And that's going to show us our heading, our description, and then we have our different answers here. Now, if we would like to configure the way this looks visually, we can click on the settings option here, and that's going to give us some different options for configuring the alignment, the layout, and so forth. But we're going to leave ours just like it is for now. But inside of this window, we can change the heading and the description, as I mentioned, and we can change the answers that we have. Now, for each individual answer, like single choice field 1, for example, we can click on the settings icon right next to that and configure any images, descriptions, or any other information that will be included in this answer or this choice. If we don't need 4 different options, we can click on the little trash can icon to delete one of those options from our question. If we need to add additional options, we can do so by clicking on the add option icon here. We'll call this 4, click on submit, and now we have our 4th option right here. If we need to add another field, we can click on the add field option right here. Then we can choose the type of field that we want to add, which I'm going to say let's add a multiple choice field. And that's going to add another multiple choice down here at the bottom, and we can configure that the same way that we could configure the top part as well. Let's go ahead and jump back here to the main questions, and then we have step number 2. Click on edit fields, and this one is asking for a name and an email address. Same options, same settings as before. Let's go back here. We can also rearrange these by putting our mouse over these 6 little gray dots, and we click and we can move and rearrange our questions. We can add new questions or new steps by clicking on this option here. We'll call this step 3 for now. Click on submit, and then we click on edit fields. And now we can configure, since we don't have any fields yet, we click on add field, and let's say this is a single choice field. And then we can kind of configure that as well, just like the other questions. So you can go through here and customize this, ask any questions that you want, as many as you want. And once you're finished with all of that, at the bottom of our options here, we have manage quiz results. So I'm going to go ahead and click on settings. Now here we have a page redirect and a thank you message. So we could just show a thank you message when someone completes the survey. Now you'll notice that we have this option that says from 0 to 100 and then an empty box. And inside of that empty box, we can edit the thank you message that they get. Now, what this means is we can actually score the people that are taking our survey with points based on what they answer. So let's jump back really fast. And instead of going to our settings, let's go to field number 1 here. We're going to edit fields for number 1. And then next to each of the answers, you'll notice that we have this score that we can configure. Right now, they're all zeros. But let's say if they choose this one, we'll give them 5 points. If they choose this one, we'll give them 10 points. If they choose this one, we'll give them 15 points, and then 20 for this one. And you can score this however you would like. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Completely up to you. But now that we have some scoring going on, let's go ahead and go back here. And this time, we're going to go back inside of our manage results. And now we can say if they score from 0 to 10, I want them to have this particular message. And then let's add a new rule. If they score from 11 to 25, I want them to have this message, which is something completely different. And now you can cater your messages depending on what they scored inside of your survey or your quiz, which is really cool. And not only can we do the thank you message, we can actually redirect them to a whole nother page depending on what they scored as well. So 0 to 10 points, then I go to select page, and maybe I want to link them to, we have stores, we have external links, we have files, pop-ups, all of that. So let's say for a page, for example, and I want to redirect them to pages. Maybe I want to redirect them to the appointment pages, and we can open that in the same tab, and then we agree and select that. And then let's add a new rule. If they score from, let's say, 11 to 25, I want to redirect them to my courses page because they're scoring high enough. I think they might be interested in my course. So I select that. Now, something else very cool that we can do is we can actually accept payments as well. So let's add another rule. We're going to say from 26 to 100. Select the page, and this time we are going to click on store. And then for my product here, let's go by personal training products and then click on select. So now that I am linking this to a specific product, if they finish my survey or my quiz and they score between 26 and 100, they will have the ability to buy that product right there inside of the form. And if you ask me, I think that's pretty cool. And that's really all there is to the forms and the surveys. You customize it however you want with the questions that you want, and then you configure the thank you message or the page redirect. Now, if you get stuck and have any further questions, please click on the help icon down here in the bottom left-hand corner. And once you do that, you can click on forms and surveys, and that's going to give you a knowledge base of all the features that we just talked about. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.